politics in the United States of America. The left has gotten really left, and the right has gotten really right. Everyone's towing the line, and we're getting nowhere. Fast. This is the Rational American. The Rational American. Common sense has gone out the window, and our passion is to open eyes in hopes that people will take a rational look at what America is actually becoming. Put your feelings aside and let's get real. This is the Rational American, and this is your host, Steve Oatley.
Some of those, when you have one of those days where you're just like, okay, people are crazy, right? Well, that's the kind of day I'm having today. I think people have just lost their damn minds. Anyway, welcome to the show. My name is Steve. This is the Rational American. It's your evening dose into, what the fuck is happening? And, hold on, I'm hearing an echo for some reason. I had a feeling it was going to do it. So let me just put on the... Oh, that's why.
My bad. I was hearing something and I couldn't figure out what it was, but the voice was still on. And yeah, I know now. But anyway, welcome to the Rational American. What a day today has been. It's been a crazy day. Oh my gosh. I was going to talk about all sorts of stuff. You know, when you have like a day where you're just like, what the fuck are they thinking? Just in general, like across the board. Today is one of those days. I don't know. Maybe it's still like driving lag because I didn't fly, but people are nuts. They are nuts. I don't care whether you're on the right or the left. You have to agree that just in general, Americans nowadays are completely batshit crazy. You've got let's just pay attention to what's happening right now. There was a conversation on social media where someone was saying that a mass shooting is not when 4 people die. It's not a mass shooting, and you shouldn't call it a mass shooting because, well, it's not a mass shooting. It's a domestic disturbance. And when you label it as a mass shooting, politicians will use that as an effort to grab our guns. So obviously that was a conservative that was trying to make that point. Not paying attention to the fact that people are, whether they're legally acquiring them or not, they're going out and getting a gun and committing mass murder. Why don't we just call shit what it is in this country? When 4 people die, it's a mass shooting. Okay, if the guy bought a gun legally to go commit said murder, then that's an issue in itself. You know what I mean? But the fact is, the majority of mass shootings in the United States are not committed by people that are possessing said gun legally. In fact, the majority of the people that are caught in mass shootings are illegally possessing the gun. They're barred from possessing a gun because they're a convicted felon, and the gun is illegal. But mainstream media doesn't talk about that. And then you got people on the right that are like, shh, don't talk about mass shootings. Because if you do, you're just making the case for them to go and take the guns of legal gun owners. No, actually, when you talk about mass shootings, you are literally making the argument on why every single person in America should practice their Second Amendment right and carry guns, just like every other law-abiding citizen. Because that's really how are you going to keep yourself safe nowadays? With a gun. That's the only way to do it. And mass shootings are happening everywhere. Just this week, again, Mondays, mass shooting Mondays, it seems. Mass shootings. There were 18 mass shootings. This is by far the deadliest week of mass shootings that we've talked about. 18 mass shootings, leaving 23 people dead, 71 others injured across the United States. That's 7 days. Just to put it in perspective, 543 total mass shootings. And mass shootings are clarified as 4 or more people injured, including the shooter. Those are the specifics about mass shootings. So far this year, 543 mass shootings. 544 people dead from those mass shootings, and a whopping 2,269 people have been injured in mass shootings across the United States. Now, we're still a far cry from where we were last year. Last year in 2021, we finished with 691 mass shootings. 2020, 610 mass shootings. But just because everyone loves to compare, look at America now versus when Trump. So let's do that. Let's look at Trump's first year, his first full year, 2017. Actually, it wasn't a full year. He took office. 2017, 348 mass shootings. 2018, 336 mass shootings. Look at the numbers. Look at what's happening. And maybe economists can make a direct correlation to mass shootings with inflation. But don't worry. Joe Biden says, well, the economy is strong as hell right now. Literally today. This is, they're all fucking nuts. Listen to this. This is Joe Biden today. I'm not even going to show the video. Just listen.
Just one more economic one. Are you concerned about the strength of the dollar?
Actually, I have to show the video just so everybody understands how fucking dumb this guy is. And excuse my language, but he is. He's a moron. He sits there like a child eating ice cream. It's always ice cream with this fucking dude.
Concerned about just one more economic one. Are you concerned about the strength of the dollar right now?
I'm not concerned about the strength of the dollar. I'm concerned about the rest of the world. Does that make sense?
Can you explain that?
Yes. Our economy is strong as hell. The internal.
He's such a moron. And you know what? The thing that pisses me off the most about it is he literally took time to think. He took a big bite of his ice cream, sat there for a second, and then said something incredibly stupid. Our economy is strong as hell, he says. Well, we got some facts. The Dow, year to date, is down 17%. That's a sign of a strong economy. Gas is up. From January this year, it was at 331, the national average. Well, now it's at 388. That's the national average. Today's national average from AAA. Let's look at something that everyone buys, unless you're lactose intolerant, and then you probably don't buy it. Look at milk. Year to date, it's gone up 59 cents. That's the national average for milk, to a total price of $4.41 per gallon. Let's look at chicken. Chicken is up a whopping 36 cents per pound. The average rent. This is the craziest part. I actually have an infographic to show you. Rent. Our economy is strong as hell. That's why nobody can find a place to live. But, we're strong as hell. Where's this thing? Look at this calculator here. Look, the average rent in the state of Oregon. Last year, the average rent was $899. Now it's $1,800. Let's look at Florida. The average rent is what last year was $1,406. Now it's $920 or $1,921. Virginia, last year $1,340. Now it's $1,824. Pennsylvania, $1,143. Now it's $1,700. Look at New Hampshire. Well, you can't see because it's out of your. Hold on. Let me. Can I move it over? No, I don't think I can. Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever. New Hampshire, average rent for 2021 was $817. Now the average rent in New Hampshire is over $2,000. Over $2,000. And this guy is sitting here talking about, the economy is strong as hell. The fuck it is. For the first time in a long time, we had to actually budget to be able to go grocery shopping and pay the rest of our bills. You know what I mean? First time in a long time. We've been fortunate where we haven't had to do it. But the price, and I've noticed it. I don't go grocery shop, but my wife does. And I've noticed it keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And every week I'm like, babe, what are you spending all this money on? She's like, literally everything is like $5. It doesn't even matter what it is. You can buy spice and the price has gone up. We literally had to budget this week because we know we have car payments and all that shit just to be able to make our bills. And this guy, the leader of America, right now is championing, America is strong as hell, or economy is strong as hell. The fuck? What is going on? It's so crazy. It really is. It's so crazy. And everyone wants to just find little shit to nitpick, right? Like we don't have enough problems, right? So people will talk about, Fetterman this, Fetterman that, Herschel Walker, but the Democrats and the left media are doing such a hard, and I'll be honest, the right media is doing the same thing because, again, nobody's actually telling you the fucking truth. Fox News is spitting out the Republican talking points. The liberal leftist shitheads are all just lying about everything. So you have no way of actually finding out what the actual truth is, what is going on in America. Here's a newsflash. Like, if you're really curious to see, go walk around in New York City. See that sheer amount of go to our nation's capital and look at all the homeless people all over the street. Go to the grocery store, see how much you're going to pay for gas. Go try to find a fucking new car now and see how much you're going to pay for that. Go, maybe you're in the market to buy a house. Well, you're going to pay out the ass for the interest rate. If they actually open their eyes, they could see that right now our economy is not in a good place. Our economy is not. Inflation is still at 8.2%. I'm surprised he didn't come out and say inflation was at 0 like he did with July. 0. Inflation 0 for this month. No, it stayed the same that month. It stayed the same this month. It's insane, dude. It really is. It's insane. Look at that. Diesel price is through the roof. The trucking industry is on the verge of just crashing, and nobody really cares about that. Nobody's really talking about that. We have holidays coming up. How many people right now that are watching this or watching on a replay, put a comment in if you're watching it on a replay, how many of you are trying to pick which holiday you're going to be able to go see your family? Is it going to be Thanksgiving? Is it going to be Christmas? Are you going to have to stay at home? Are you going to try to buy presents for your kids? Or are you going to buy presents for your extended family as you always do? Because I know in my house we're picking what holidays we're going to go to, not because we simply just can't afford it. We can't even afford it. And we can't afford shit anymore. That's just how and here's the thing. When you actually break down, like when I break down how much money we make as a household and then compare that to, like, say 5 years ago, it's like, what the fuck? Where the hell's all the money? Where is all the money that I'm working 10-hour days and my wife is working all the time? Where's all the money? It's just gone because everything costs more. Every single thing. And I see it from a procurement standpoint too. The cost of shirts, the cost of coffee, the cost of shipping, the cost of rent, everything is increasing every day. And then you got this guy going out there and being like, our economy is strong as hell. The fuck it is. The fuck it is. And it's super annoying. It's super annoying. And that's what everybody does. Everybody does. Everybody is experiencing the same thing. That's what I was telling my wife tonight at dinner. Everybody's experiencing it. Maybe some people are better. Like we took all of our savings and bought a house, right? Luckily, we have a great interest rate. We just got our tax bill. Okay, our tax bill for the second half of our personal property taxes. They appraised my house, right? Our house for about $60,000 under what we bought it for, which is to be expected. Our property tax bill are under $1,000 for the year for our home. The property tax bill for the cars, none of which I own right now, is 3 times the amount. Actually, I take that back. 6 times the amount. It's insane because they're taking the used price at the beginning of the year or whenever they decided to do taxes, and then they're going. And we don't even own the vehicles. The vehicles have all been sold. The truck is sold. My wife's car has been sold. We got a new one. The trailer has been sold, and we have a new one. And I have to pay the taxes on vehicles I don't own at values that I can't even sell the fucking cars for, even if I did have them. It's insane. A sheet of plywood was $15. And it's funny because I heard Fox News talking about it earlier, and they're talking about you can't build anything now. You can't buy land. Land's through the roof. It's hard to find land. You can't buy houses. I know a realtor that can't fucking sell a house because the interest rates are through the roof. Who's going to go and do that when you're buying a house that's worth, I don't know if the prices have leveled out in the market yet, but you're going to buy a house that's, probably going to go down in value. You're going to pay more for the interest rate, which is going to mean that you're paying more every month. But the good thing is rents are super expensive right now, and a lot of people are renting. And so maybe you just buy the house and rent it and live in a tent in the backyard. And maybe you could supplement your income that way. I have no idea. It's just insane. It's insane. And for that guy to get up there and say, our economy is strong as hell, it's mind-boggling to me. It truly is. It's just mind-boggling because at some point, reality has to set in for somebody, right? I know we've been saying it for a long time. I know other political commentators have been saying it for a long time. Thank you, Michael, for that $25 Venmo. Thank you, dude. Economy's fucking rough, dude. We had to ration our food this week. But seriously, It's been nice to unplug from the news. I'll be honest. I haven't read besides the shit I'm going to talk about today, I haven't really read the news. I haven't really paid attention to anything. Sure, I see headlines just like everybody else, but I just move on. And it's nice because I'm actually being more productive and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I see how many people are just mindless and just blind. And it goes both ways because you have conservatives or Republicans, let's not say conservatives, but Republicans that are just blindly following. Just, going on the attack of liberals and going on the attack of this and literally saying the same talking points from the right, which are skewed with the right version. And then the left is they're just batshit crazy. They just make stuff up as they go. It's insane, man. It's insane. And the more people don't talk about it, the more I just expect someone's just going to be like, every day we'll have a brain that pops. And someone's like, whoa, shit, I'm finally awake to what's really going on. Because a lot of times people, we're saying awake, not woke, right? And we had a coffee flavor that was that brand. And a lot of people have been saying that and going after woke, blah, blah, blah. All the people that say they're awake, unless you're going around screaming it from your households, telling everyone to wake up or flipping out because the cost of service is going up or the cost of your insurance or the cost of electricity or the fuel or milk or chicken or bread, even the cost of bread. Do you know what the inflation rate since 1997 is on bread? 123%. That's how much the cost of bread has increased. A loaf of bread that would have cost $5 back, really healthy bread, $5 back in 2000, or what was it? I think it was $4 in 1997 would cost over $10 now. It's insane. And every single thing, literally almost everything right now is up. And then you got the president of the United States that's sending billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars overseas so other countries can protect their own borders, forgetting about ours here. That's a conversation for another point. But if you needed to prove that the dude is disconnected from reality, listen to that while he's sitting there eating his ice cream. Oh, our economy's strong as hell. He's not worried about how the dollar is viewed overseas. What the fuck? It's just insane, dude. It's insane. It's insane. Look at the cost to repair roofs. We're still dealing with that. We're just okay, are we going to make it a winner? I think we're going to make it a winner. We'll deal with it next year because we want to do other stuff inside. Because that maybe then the price of the material will go down so we don't have to replace a whole roof. It's insane. Or part of a roof. It's insane. Someone said on an app today, one guy said he's doing much better under Biden. We all know he's lying. There's no way. There's no one that's potentially, maybe landlords, right? Are landlords doing better under Biden? Because the cost of rents have gone up dramatically. Or the people that just make a lot of money, right? Because if I had an extra, $100,000 right now, I'd be investing on the lows in the stock market. Because one day you're down 300, 400, 500, 800 points. The next day you're up. Like today, we're up 600 points, back over 30,000. You could virtually buy any stock and make a little bit of money, right? I don't know, man. It really is. It's really nutty, man. When you think about it, when you really, really sit down and think about just how batshit crazy people are. There's another video that I don't even really want to play, but I think I have to. And I'm not going to go into a long talk about trans this and trans that, but this is not normal, okay? I'll be honest with you. That what I'm going to show you right now is not normal. These are, I'm assuming, one is clearly a man, okay? Or that identifies as a trans woman. Whatever the fuck that means. But this is Ultra Beauty. Ultra is in every single mall. No, they're not even in malls. Aren't they a bigger store than a mall? They hosted this video and shared it out on social media saying trans girls can do it all. Tune in to the latest episode of The Beauty of, where host David Lopez sits down with guest Dylan Mulvaney, whatever, to chat about all things girlhood. Tell me how two dudes dressed as women know about girlhood. They literally did not experience girlhood. Or it's so fucking weird that we're normalizing so many different, here's the thing. If you don't want to, this is what I would experience if I was a girl. If you want to preface everything like that, I just don't understand this. I don't understand it. Tell me if you do.
Now I know I can find love.
No, I've never, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't even listened to this yet. I was so like, why are we making this normal? That I was just, and I still am. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he's on an anti-trans. I don't give a shit if people live their life, right? I just don't understand why we are normalizing weird things that are odd. Look at Lizzo playing a flute, wearing nothing, dancing around, rolls a jiggling. Why? Why is that normal? That's like, think about how they went after cigarettes, right? Cigarettes are bad. They banned them because of health. It's to keep people from dying, all that stuff. They go after certain things while allowing other weird shit. It just doesn't make any sense. Why not? And I know it's to promote body, what the fuck's the word? Security. So you're happy with your own body and all that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like if you want to promote like being happy with your body, do it in a gym. Like go to a gym, give out free memberships. If the Biden administration right now said, listen, we are going to fully subsidize gym memberships across the world, no one will ever have to pay for a gym membership again, I would applaud that because I think everybody should be forced to go to the gym. It's good for you. But no, what are they doing? They're taking all our money and sending it overseas. And then we have, these are role models. This is what I don't, are we just lacking role models in the United States? Do we just not have any actual role models anymore? For anyone that's listening on the podcast, I'm about to play a video that has two men, one of which has a full beard, that are dressed as women talking about girlhood. It doesn't make sense.
I know I can still be a performer. I know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day, and I absolutely can. And that's why the narrative still has a long way to go, because when I was grieving Boy Dylan, I didn't know those things were even accessible to me. Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer.
I can't pause it. Oh, in some of the comments, because
I know that
people like this dude, like again, for everyone that's listening, the audio only, it's showing a guy that has a beard dressed as a woman. I don't get it. I don't, and I've steered clear from talking about this stuff, really, because frankly, I don't care if a dude wants to dress as a woman, right? It doesn't affect me. I just don't want it's a conversation that you're going to have with your kids. It's probably not a conversation you'd ever think you have to have. Like, who can, if you're comfortable in your skin, right? Isn't that the saying? I personally don't care if a dude wears a dress or if a dude loves another dude. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. What does affect me, however, is a major chain promoting something that you can't be a mom if you're a guy. It's not true. You want to live your life as a woman? Fine. Then you say you're a trans mom? I don't even I guess I'm lost. I guess I'm just lost. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And they go like this dude that's clearly a guy that's dressed as a woman goes by the guy name. And they're talking about all things girlhood. This is not geared towards adults. This show, this podcast thing that you're watching is not geared towards adults, which is why I have a problem with it. Some of the comments are crazy. Like here's someone that said, I spent a lot of money at Ultra. Guess I'll be going back to Sephora, whatever the hell that is, because as a mother and a woman, I find this dude insulting. To which Ultra replies, we want our channel to be welcoming people from all walks of life, even people you may not agree with. Someone else said trans girls are boys, actually. And then it says, we at Ultra Beauty believe that beauty is for everyone, and we kindly request that everyone be treated with respect. How are you treating anyone with respect by normalizing behavior that's not normal? Is the goal to make that kind of thing normal? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is just to make it normal. So then people don't have to have that conversation. Your kids already know. Like I know... I'm just not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. I don't think I ever will. And to me, like, you know, I had a big conversation last week about the pride parade or pride flags, right? LGBTQ, the rainbow flag being in classrooms. My opinion hasn't changed on that. I don't give a shit. It's a way to identify someone. It's just like wearing a sports team shirt. Okay. I understand when you put all of this shit together, then maybe you could make that argument. Like if that dude was teaching my kids, I'd have a problem with that. I'll be honest with you. I would have a problem because I would think that there's something not right. Is that right? Like, is that normal? I know we have, you know, people that are part of that whole LGBTQ plus thing. Is that normal? Like that would be like if you have a teacher that promotes heterosexuality constantly. Is that, in my view, would not be normal either. Because there are people that just like their own sex. Well, they don't even know what their sex is now. But do you know what I mean? That still wouldn't be normal if you impress that on them. So how is it? I just don't fucking know. I just don't know anymore. You know? Someone said 2 dudes know nothing about girldom. Yeah, I would agree. When you look at the videos, you have to come to the conclusion that, okay, this is not about. I don't know. I just find it weird, man. It's not even because the focus of that it's geared towards kids. It's geared towards young people. And for me, I can't say, well, that's acceptable behavior. I just can't. As much as I would like to, as much as I would like to be like the guy that's just like, oh, to each their own, you know? It doesn't piss me off as much as it concerns me. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not like seeing red and, you know, want to boycott Ultra and all. It just concerns me that companies are doing that or even feel the need, because we saw a lot of companies bend the knee, that expression during 2020, right? And a lot of those companies have since walked back. But it seems that there's so many companies that are pushed to do what society dictates they do instead of standing up for like common sense. And it's weird, man. It's weird. You know, and I don't know who those 2 people are. You know, are they still people? Sure. Should they be afforded the rights to do and dress however they want? Yes, I firmly believe that. But a business choosing to promote and to promote it towards kids, I can't understand it. I can't. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that to me, that's why so many people on the right are outraged, because you can easily draw the line to this and more of the radical shit. And I think that's why so many people on the right, when they see that LGBTQ flag and all that stuff, they don't think of I hate to say it like this, the normal gay people or the normal trans people or whatever. No, they think about those people, the people that are out there promoting that. Like grandstand, I'm like at a loss for how I'm trying to describe it. You know what I mean? It's for people that are actually going out of their way trying to promote that, because people can live their own existence. I wear t-shirts and jeans or t-shirts and gym shorts. I'm wearing gym shorts now. It would be like me making a show and talking nonstop about how you are weird if you don't wear gym shorts every day. Do you know what I mean? Or I mean, that's not a good analogy. Saying everyone needs to grow a beard, and you must accept that I have a beard. It's really hard when you try to actually think about it from their perspective, because the only thing I can think of is when you specifically make content that's pushing something that is just not the norm. Maybe the goal is to normalize it. Okay, so I get that. But what is the major hiccup? Why is there a need to normalize that? Or anything for that matter? Why is there a need to push, that. And I get it from an ultra beauty standpoint. Hell, you're doubling down. Think about it from them. Of course, it's a no-brainer. They know now that putting out a podcast like that, that's going to get millions and millions of views, they're going to get all these dudes that want to be girls that are going to go to buy their store and feel perfectly okay doing it. And they should be able to go and do it. That's a problem that I have. I have this moral dilemma where I champion for people being able to live the life that they want, where at the same time saying like, okay, but can't you admit it's fucking weird? Like, I'll defend your right to be weird, but can't you just say it's a little odd and that you shouldn't be targeting children? You know? But Ultra, they're doubling down because think about it from them, from a business standpoint, it's fucking brilliant. You already have women, right, that are coming in and buying shit, buying makeup and stuff. Now you promote something and say, hey, listen, dudes or kids that want the male kids that want to be trans. And maybe would girls that want to be dudes, would they be buying makeup to make them more manly? I doubt that. I don't know. Can anyone make a valid argument on how that video that I just showed there wasn't normalizing, or what the goal wasn't to normalize? I don't know. I don't think anyone could. I don't think anyone could. And you could make the argument like, oh, well, they're just trying to live their life and all that stuff. That's fine. That's fine. But when they're picked up by big corporations, I mean, think about it. The marketing, whoever the marketing person is behind that should get a raise. You know, they should. Because Ultra is going to make a lot of money. Yeah, sure. People are probably going to boycott it. I'm sure people are already calling for boycotts and all that stuff. Like they said, hate has no place at Ultra Beauty or social channels. Please refrain from posting disrespectful, hateful comments. And the fact is that Ultra is replying to many of these comments leads me to believe that they... Sorry, I'm closing Discord. Finally, I caught it while it was open, so it would stop sending me the notifications. Someone else made a good point and said, when is Ultra coming out with beard oils? Because that would be interesting. I don't know. It's just weird, man. The whole thing is just weird. And someone said Ultra, it's Ulta. Okay, Ulta, Ultra, whatever. It's weird. Someone said, and they're trying to normalize pedophilia by calling them minor attracted persons. See, because they're pedophiles. But here's the thing. If you're referring to the teacher in Texas, we've covered that. We covered it before everybody. We forecasted what was going to happen. We knew she was going to get fired. We told you she didn't deserve to be fired. We talked about the other students that knew the context of what she was saying, and it still didn't matter because the right just attacked. They didn't want the facts. They didn't want to listen to what the teacher was saying or the other students. No, they just attacked and got that teacher fired. You know, because teachers are bad. That's what everybody says all the time. Teachers are bad. They're trying to indoctrinate kids. I would be curious to see how people with Ulta could make an argument saying that they're not trying to indoctrinate. With that video, that's what I would be interested to find out. Because again, I have a weird view in this whole thing because I just don't care. I don't care if a dude wants to dress as a woman or a dude wants to wear makeup. I don't care. That's a conversation I have with my kids. But why target kids? And we see it on social media platforms. They do it all the time. Why target them? And then get pissed off and say, we're not trying to target your kids, but clearly you are. That's who you're aiming for. That's who you're trying to make, for the one kid that wants to play with dolls or something and say, hey, it's okay to do what you want. And I understand there's a large majority of America that doesn't feel like I do. That feels like, no, if you are a freak, if you dress as a woman and all that stuff, I understand that. I'm not that dude because I believe that people can find happiness doing whatever think about it. I do this for a living. I thought for a while I'd find happiness doing this as a career. I don't. I fucking hate it. But whatever. It's still what I do every day, because I need to. But people find happiness doing weird shit. Like I like mowing the lawn. I actually find happiness. I go to the gym, work out more than a normal human should. I find happiness in it. Other people would be like, it's weird that you spend, so many hours at the gym, or it's weird that you really enjoy mowing your lawn, or some things like that. You know what I mean? So I don't fault people for finding happiness dressing the way they want to dress, or living the lives that they want to live. I don't. And maybe I'm different. Maybe people call me not a conservative for that ideal. I just don't care. The thing that I have a problem with is when you have targeted advertisements, or you have targeted direction, or when people seemingly are targeting children, which is what this seems like to me. You know what I mean? Targeting young people. I don't know. It's weird, man. It's weird when you actually think about it. When you think about it from that perspective, and it's just odd. It really is. It's hard to try to explain. You know what I mean? Someone said also just lost one very long time in big spending. Yeah. And I get people will stop supporting them for that. And that's your right. Do you think, like, what is it? And maybe I'm just lost. Maybe I'm tired, so I can't think of what I'm trying to say. I just don't understand, if you're not trying to target children, especially for an advertising ploy, if you're not trying to target children, why promote that? And that's my issue. You know what I mean? That's my issue. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. Here's a commercial.
I work for a federal agency. I've been doing this job for over 23 years. When I come home from work, what's rewarding to me is that I know that I'm out there serving and protecting the citizens of the United States. My job can be dangerous. There's conflict, aggression, and sometimes life-threatening situations. On June 12th, 2018, I was patrolling near a mountain range, and I heard a noise in the gravel. I turned and I saw 2 muzzle flashes. It was clear it was an ambush. I was shot 6 times. Getting shot feels like 1,000 needles penetrating your body. I felt immense heat, and then later the pain kicked in, and I had to do everything I could to save my own life. I survived because I was wearing my body armor. If not, my wife would be a widow, and my daughter wouldn't have a father. Spartan armor saved my life.
Finding the right CBD product for you can be tough. Just CBD has you covered. We offer the highest quality, most consistent CBD gummies on the market, with soothing 100% organic CBD in every mouth-watering gummy. All of our products are lab certified and made in the United States using organically grown hemp. Each of our gummies gives you between 8 and 25 milligrams of soothing CBD. Enjoy all the benefits of CBD in our amazing line of gummies with Just CBD.
Anyway, it's weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. I saw some comments. Someone's like, Steve, what would you do if your son's teacher had was dressed as a woman with a beard? I would probably pull my kid out of school. I'll be honest with you. Is that a drastic thing? Yeah, I don't want to normalize it. If my son, it's weird. It's weird. I can't, that would be the same thing as he goes to school and there's a male teacher, completely heterosexual, that just chooses to wear a fishnet shirt every day. I would find that offensive and either ask that he switches classes or he probably wouldn't go to school there. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's wrong at all. Hold on one second. I just got a text and I don't know. Oh, this, the Ohio teacher. Someone sent me a picture of Ohio teachers that are wearing this QR code. I asked my wife about that because my wife is a teacher. She is part of the NEA and all that stuff. She has to for the union benefits and all that. And it is what it is, right? We disagree on virtually everything politically. That's why we don't talk politics in my house. I am making headway. I asked her about that. And I asked her about the the 2 different school districts she's worked in the past couple of years, if they had any, on the back, any QR codes by the NEA, and they do not in these districts. So it's weird. But so with that said, I don't know, man. It's so it seems like the easy thing to do, or at least the easy thing for me to do when it comes to all this stuff with schools and CRT and this and that and everything else. It seems the easy thing for me, it has been to say, well, it doesn't affect me, right? It doesn't affect me. It's not happening at my schools. My wife isn't teaching it, those kind of things. But then you read into shit more and you're like there's some things that I don't like. And I'm lucky that way because my wife is in a relationship with me, a conservative. So a lot of the times, granted, we disagree on everything politically, but she will ask like questions, to get my point of. There was one that she had last year, right? So it was a questionnaire, and there were 10 different choices, and number 7, she was like, I don't know about this, and I was like, I don't know either. It could go both ways. You're probably gonna have some pushback from teachers, and it turns out she did, or not teachers, parents, and it turns out that one question, it could be viewed, 1 or 2. It could have been a little bit down that whole CRT, like, equity, blah, 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 all the same stuff that people talk about. To me, equity is not, when people talk equity, they're not talking about white and black. You know what I mean? And racial equity. No, they're talking about, the economy, like financial standing, stuff like that, socioeconomical standing and all that. That's when I hear equity, and that's why I don't like equity is a buzzword for the right, because as soon as someone says equity, people on the right are just automatically just being like, oh, it means race. Oh, it means black, white. Oh, it's this, that, CRT. Oh, that's not what it means when you talk about equity. And that's what a lot of people miss. Like when you talk about equity, you're talking people on lower economic standing and all that, they include white people. So why would we be pissed off that special things are being afforded to people on a lower, economic level? It pisses me off. See, and I'm trying to be diplomatic about shit. I fucking hate what's happening to our country. I really do. I hate what's happening to our country. And I can't figure out why everybody is doing it. I can't figure out why the right is taking a super hardline approach to things that they don't need to. I can't figure out why the left is pushing this insane agenda that they are. I don't know why that so many people that are just sitting there being like, it doesn't concern me, aren't starting to get concerned, because that's what I am just in general. Listen to the batshit craziness of everybody, and you're going to be like, they're all fucking nuts. Like, that's the one conclusion I can come up with now, that people on the right, people on the left, anyone that's like on those fringes. I'm not talking about just everybody that's right leaning. No, I'm talking about the fringe people on both sides. And we have to admit that they're on both sides, because people like all this. There was talk about equity the other day, and I don't remember the context of what they were saying, but there was something that had to do with equity in schools, and I read into it, and I got outraged in the beginning, just like everybody else did, and then I read into it a little bit more, and I realized that it truly is not geared towards race. As it did it address race in it? Yeah, of course it did, because in that district, in that region, the lower income people were living in the majority of the people that were lower income in that region were minorities. So of course it disproportionately affected them in that region. But when you look it up on a like a statewide level, the majority of the people were not minorities. They were, you know what I mean? So that's the craziest thing, is people can't do it. You look at it at a small level and you say, oh, well, that's, I don't know. I'm fucking tired, so I'm kind of rambling a little bit tonight. But But I don't know. People are crazy. That's the only thing I can talk about. People are crazy. Speaking of crazy, have you seen all this stuff about Kanye West? Like, I hate to agree with the guy or even like him because I don't like him. I just think he's an awful person. But he's like double, tripling down on everything. Like, he was on this podcast and it was a funny one because he was on this podcast and he made comments about George Floyd. Now, I was going to play the clip, but I actually just Rolling Stone put it behind a paywall. Of course they did because it was getting traction and that's what they do. But this white guy, Daniel Krebs, he's a writer for Rolling Stone. And I say white because he made a comment and I can't see the article now, which really fucking pisses me off. I hate how they put shit behind paywalls. But the article literally said something like Kanye and Candace Owens are speaking for white people or speaking for black people, which no one asked them to do. Coming from a white dude, the author of this piece is a white guy, like a very white guy. And it's just very reminiscent of 2020 when so many white people were out on the streets marching about Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. And a lot of the black people that I talked to, a lot of the black people that we had on the show were all like, I don't know what they're going off on about. But it didn't matter because of white people that, you know, the people that they say are holding them down or the people that are saying that they're, you know, that black people are being oppressed. Is that weird? The people that are saying white people are oppressing black people are white people, which doesn't make any sense. And sorry, that was off on a tangent. Anyway, so Rolling Stone wrote this. So it's so stupid. It's hard for me to get out. Okay. So let me say it this way. Kanye West has been on a tear. He went after Jewish people in Hollywood, saying he was going DEFCON 5 or something like that. He's gotten censored on social media. Then he goes with Candace Owens, or I think Candace Owens' episode was before that. He goes with her to something, and he's wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. Big outrage because of that, because Kanye West, a black man, is not allowed to wear a shirt that says White Lives Matter because, well, I have no idea. Because you can't say certain lives matter. Only certain lives matter. It doesn't make any fucking sense. That argument doesn't make any sense anyway. Because Black Lives Matter is not racist. The saying, but White Lives Matter is racist. It's like saying Spanish lives matter. Or Hispanic lives. Or Asian lives. That those are all racist as well. But Black Lives Matter is not. If you want to label one as racist, label them all as racist. To me, I don't think they're racist at all. I think black lives do matter, just like white lives matter, Asian lives matter, kids' lives matter, old people lives matter. I think innocent lives matter, but, you know, to trump everything else. You know what I mean? But anyway, Kanye West with Candace Owens went to some, event and they had a shirt that said White Lives Matter. And the media was outraged, right? Then he made the comment about Jewish people in Hollywood, blah, 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 going DEFCON 5 on Jewish people, which meant he was just speaking out against the Hollywood elite, which happened to be Jewish people. And he was censored for that. Chase Bank actually cut them and said, you have till November to get all your money out of the bank, millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. Chase, folded to people outraged apparently and decided that they were going to cut ties. See, he went on this podcast called Drink Champs, where apparently I don't know who the people are. They're drunk on the show that's why it's called Drink Champs. So they just get stupid drunk and they talk about random shit. Well, he went on there and he makes a statement about George Floyd, speaking about the Candace Owens video. And he says that because I don't have the whole quote here. He basically said, if you look, the guy's knee wasn't on his neck like that. And he was saying mama, which was his girlfriend's name, all the same stuff that's been proven true. We know that, right? Kanye West saying it though. Oh shit. White media elites are not having Kanye West, a black guy, talking about anything that's black culture related or just anything. They can't. Kanye West opens his jaw and they immediately want to attack and stuff him full of rats or something. They want to shut him up constantly, right? So now Rolling Stone puts out an article, and other people have too, saying that George Floyd's family is contemplating suing Kanye West. For one, any lawyer, unless it's Ben Crump, who it probably will be, wouldn't take the case anyway. Because those are the facts. That's the truth. What he said about George Floyd in the video was true. We know that. We have the autopsy reports. We know that the mama he was referring to was his girlfriend. We know this because it was all laid out in the trial. Okay? We're not saying whether Derek Chauvin is guilty or not, because he fucked up. He's guilty. Do I believe he's guilty of murder and the federal charge? No, I think he's guilty of not doing his job properly, and he should have served some jail time for that. My opinion. Many people disagree. I don't care. But this white guy, Daniel Krebs, and I wish it didn't cut it all out because it would have been better if I could get the actual quote that he said. He basically said in his article that Kanye West said something about Candace Owens back in 2017, to which Candace Owens replied, we need your help to wake black people up. And Daniel Krebs makes some statement saying black people didn't need any help to get woken up, some shit like that in his stupid article. And keep in mind, the first thing I knew is that the author was white, right? Because it's the same thing. If you want to advocate for black rights and all that stuff, which they should, and everybody should advocate for the rights of every single American, wouldn't you check first with the people that you're advocating for to make sure you're actually advocating for them? So by Candace Owens saying, we need you to wake black people up to Kanye West in 2017 or 19 or whenever it happened, that is a black person asking another black person to help wake up other black people. And the person that wants to object to that is a white guy. Does that not make any sense? It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense that a white guy is telling two black people that are having a conversation that they need to wake up other black people. A white person saying, no, you don't. You're literally just you're cementing the idea that black people do need to be woken up because you are the white person that's saying, no, they don't. I don't know. When I read that, I was just like, this is fucking insane. People have just lost their mind. They've just lost their mind. I don't know. And I don't know Kanye West like that. I haven't watched him enough. I think the guy's all there? No, I don't. But he seems to be that type of person that, everything from his business and insourcing a lot of the work and opening his own clothing factories and stuff here in America. I think a lot of what he's doing is pretty damn cool. You know what I mean? And now speaking out politically, it's just, it's funny how people, like a lot of the same people that attack Kanye West, I guarantee, God, wouldn't that be a fun experiment? To go through all of the comments of people attacking Kanye West to see how at some point, I guarantee they said at some point in their Twitter history that black people are oppressed and black people don't have a voice and all that stuff. And they're the ones attacking a black person that comes out and wants to say, he wants to have a voice. He wants to say what's on his mind, whether or not you agree or not. And that's the pattern that we have as Americans, apparently, where we just attack people. We just, if we disagree, we just attack each other. You know what? People do it in my chat all day. That's why I'm not paying attention to the chat. People do it in the chat. I saw it with the court cases today when we were covering the court case. That's what people do. They just attack each other all day, every day. It's just fucking weird. It really is. The whole thing, when you think about everything that is happening in America right now, you have to sit back and just be like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, it's either all by design by the right and the left to fucking destroy us. Because it's not just the left that's trying to destroy America. Let's be perfectly clear. Because what do you think is going to happen? Look at the trajectory of this red wave. What do you think is going to happen in November, January of next year? You think the Republicans are going to come in, they're going to ban this, they're going to ban that, ban this, ban everyone, and they're going to put it back to normal? Fuck no. They're going to do more to fucking ruin us. Because they're not saying what they can actually do. This whole not contract with America, what are they calling it? Commitment to America? It's all bullshit. They're the very same people that are sending all the money overseas. They're the very same people that are trying for this nationwide abortion ban. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why any Republican who just months ago was cheering on the fact that Roe versus Wade was overturned and states can make the determination on whether or not abortion is legal in their state, which is how the Constitution put it. Those people that cheered it on saying the power should have been with the states the entire time are now saying the power should be with the federal government. That should offend everyone. Every single Republican that's out, every single conservative, every single Republican, that should put a pause. Because you can't say that one thing matters and then go back and say, well, it doesn't matter that much because our ideals or, oh God, this is why I wanted to stop with the politics, because you can't make sense of this shit anymore. You can't make sense of what's happening. You know, you can't. Bonnie said the only one that you've heard say anything about bringing the abortion ban back to the federal government is Lindsey Graham. Everybody's done not every Republican, but a lot of them have talked about it, and they'll put that bill. And Lindsey Graham pushed the bill with 4 other Republicans. Someone said, I was thinking today if Republicans and Democrats ever came together, the government would be done and they know it. I don't know when and if we will ever find common ground. If they did come together, you think the government would be done? I don't think that. I don't think we can come together now until people start realizing their duty and their responsibility is not to themselves. It's not to their agendas or their stock portfolios or to an individual sect of their constituents. Because when you're elected into Washington or you're, elected as the president of the United States, whether fairly or whatnot, you represent the entirety of your district. You represent the entirety of Americans. You don't represent a fragment of what your constituents believe. And that's a part of me that pisses me off the most about politicians is whether you're on the right or left, they are just pushing their ideas or their ideals, but not that of their constituents. Because and the only way they could do that is by doing town halls daily. Town halls every time they're off, and they have plenty of time to do it. But there should be town halls. Right now, they're all off. There should be town halls all over the place. And everybody should be doing. They should be talking, listening to their constituents. Because again, their constituents are not just the people that voted for them. It's everyone in the district. And I don't know. But everyone just wants to divide everybody, And it's weird because this video didn't really do a lot to unify anybody because I'm just calling everybody nuts. But I guess this is my way of working through some of these things that I just don't understand, just talking about it out loud. Because it doesn't make any sense. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand people anymore. Carson said politics had become a relentless shitstorm. Too much going on to report make sense of, maybe by design. That could be it. I mean, maybe that's the only thing I could think is that Republicans and Democrats on the back end are working to just further divide America. And then but what? What is the end game? Martial law? Total domination? What is the end game? That's the thing I don't know. I don't know what the end game of a lot of things are. Maybe that should have been the name of this video. Because I don't know why everyone's pushing crazy ideology on everybody else. I don't know why. And it's both. It's not just the left pushing crazy trans ideology or CRT or any. It's not. It's both. It's both, because then you got people on the right saying that, no, there should never be any acceptance of anything. People shouldn't be allowed to live their own life, which is not the American way. It's fucking weird. It's weird. April said, figured out what's wrong with the laptop. The fans quit. Really? Man, you go through computers like crazy. It's weird. Someone said a voice changer song will make it. Nah, not tonight. Tonight was a quick little video. I was hoping that we generated some revenue from the live stream, but it's. I mean, when I talk about how bad the economy is, I can't really expect a bunch of people to contribute financially because the economy is bad. If you want to support, the links are up there. You could do that if you want. That is the best way to support us. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be live. So the Citizen Stringer website, it's down. I am rebuilding it. It's going to be entirely different. It's not going to be a paywall video or anything like that. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can make like a special emoji thing for all the founding members, but it's going to be free. I'm not going to put it behind a paywall, and we'll run the 24/7 stream, and we'll have some on-demand shit and some special video nights and all that. But just bear with me a couple of days for that. And I accidentally hit a button. Whoops. Hold on. I accidentally hit a button and screwed up shit on my end. But that's pretty much it. Tomorrow we're going to be live with the Darryl Brooks trial again. I don't know what else they have because he's already been in custody. That was the latest witness where he was in jail, I believe. So we'll have to, I guess it's going to go through the forensics of the car and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll be covering that. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't been watching or even listening during that, you really, really should, because it's crazy. It's crazy. It's by far the craziest trial I've ever listened to. And I may or may not do a video tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm trying to do videos at night as well. Again, as much as I don't necessarily, but they're going to be different. Like I may talk about movies or music or movie reviews or I may just do call-in shows and try not to talk about politics, just talk about life. I have no idea. But I'm going to try to do them, for one, because I need you guys to support the show. And secondly, because there's no reason to do this if I'm not talking to people and having people try to listen. And that's the same thing with putting out the podcast that I've been delaying doing. But so tomorrow, this one will be uploaded and you can listen to it on your podcast player of choice. But for right now, I'm going to go home and go to bed and try to understand why our country is consistently and constantly falling asleep. I will make a video probably tomorrow morning with the mass shooting report, the full one, and then I'll put that out individually. That'll be a recorded video. So if you want to know exactly the details of all the mass shootings, make sure you check out that. That'll be on social media. And again, if you're watching on YouTube later, write a comment, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. You can also send super thanks. It's like a way of saying thank you afterwards. We just got to keep the monetization on these streams. Otherwise, I'm just not going to be able to do it. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you mañana. That's tomorrow in Spanish.